You know that feeling, right? The day's over, your head finally hits the pillow, you're so ready for sleep, and then, boom, your brain decides it's the perfect time to host a party for every worry, to-do list, and cringy thing you did back in middle school. Well, tonight, we're going to dive into why that happens, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it.
I mean, just look at this image, this mental fireworks show. This is that thought storm we're talking about. And if this looks even a little bit familiar to you, here's the good news. You are definitely not alone. This is an incredibly common, totally normal part of being human.
So that's the big question, isn't it? Why this specific moment? Why does the quiet of the night seem to be the cue for our brains to get louder than ever before? Well, we're about to break it all down.
Okay, so first things first, let's just understand what's going on. Let's call it what it feels like, the midnight mind race. And before we can find the finish line, we kind of have to understand the racetrack itself. This is maybe the most important thing you'll hear. If your mind races at night, it doesn't mean you're broken. It's not a bug in your system. It is, believe it or not, a feature. It's just your brain doing what it's designed to do at a really, really inconvenient time.
All right, let's pull back the curtain and get into the science of it all. Because once you understand the mechanics behind this whole nightly brain party, you can start to work with your brain instead of feeling like you're fighting against it.
So there are a few usual suspects. First, there's delayed worry. Think about it. All day long, you're busy, you're putting out fires. Bedtime is when your brain finally gets a chance to open all that mail you ignored. Then you've got the brain's offline mode. During the day, the focused part of your brain is like a bouncer at a club. At night, that bouncer goes home, and suddenly every random thought can get in. Plus, you might have lingering stress hormones like cortisol still floating around, which keeps your body on a low-level alert. And finally, and this is a big one, a lack of a pre-sleep wind-down. Just going from 100 to 0 doesn't work. It's like asking a race car to instantly park. You need a cool-down lap.
And this right here is the scientific star of the show, the Default Mode Network, or DMN. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's screensaver. The second you stop actively focusing on something, a task, a show, a conversation, the DMN just automatically turns on. It's the part of your brain that wanders, reflects, and plans for the future. So at night, when all the other distractions are gone, the DMN gets the entire stage to itself, and boy, does it put on a performance.
So there you have it. That's the why. It's a mix of your brain finally processing the day and its natural idle mode taking the wheel. And honestly, just knowing that is huge. But knowing's only half the battle, right? So now, let's get to the good stuff. Let's build the how.
This is where we get practical. This is where you take back control. You are not a helpless passenger on this runaway train of thoughts. There are real, simple tools you can use to gently and effectively quiet that noise.
Let's walk through this simple, super effective ritual. Step 1, the brain dump. I'm serious, this one is a game changer. Before bed, just take 5 minutes and physically write down everything that's buzzing around in your head. Every worry, every task, you're literally getting it out of your mind and onto the paper. You're telling your brain, hey, it's handled. Step 2, the breath down. You don't need a lot of time. Just 2 or 3 minutes of slow, deep breathing sends a powerful signal to your nervous system that it's safe to chill out. And finally, step 3, the sound off. Remember that default mode network? You need to give it a simple kind of boring job. Listening to a calm audiobook, some white noise, or a meditation gives your mind something gentle to focus on, replacing your chaotic internal thoughts with a peaceful external sound.
Our habits are either fuel for the fire, or they're the water that helps put it out. Look at this. On the left, you've got the stuff that revs up your brain. Late-night screens, checking work email, replaying arguments, all stimulants. Now look at the right. Reading a real book, some gentle stretching, journaling. These are destimulants. I promise you, just swapping one habit from that left column for one from the right can make a huge difference.
Okay, let's bring this all together. The real goal here is to shift your entire relationship with your thoughts at night. It's about moving from that feeling of being overwhelmed and hijacked to feeling like you're in control, like you're the one navigating your own mind.
I want you to really let this one sink in. So much of our stress comes from trying to fight our thoughts, which ironically just gives them more power. The real shift happens when you realize this isn't a battle. It's more like a practice. You're not trying to wrestle a monster, you're just gently training a puppy. It's a space you can learn to manage with a bit of kindness and consistency.
And that brings us to the very end, a final thought that's actually an action. It's really easy to say, I'm going to let go of my worries, but that's a little vague, right? It's much more powerful to get specific. So as we finish up, I want to leave you with this one question. What is just one thought, one worry, one single to-do item that you are willing to consciously set aside and let go of, just for tonight?